Philadelphia over Dallas, 28-23 on a Sunday evening, local time in Philly. The Eagles are the only 8-1 team in the NFL. They have the top record, while Dallas, 5-3, down go the Cowboys. The better story is in the losing locker room, so that is where we will begin our frame-by-frame analysis of Eagles and Cowboys. Me, oh my. So let us discuss the question. Keep it simple. It's not that hard. It's talk radio. Where does this performance leave Dak Prescott and the Cowboys? They had a chance. They had multiple chances deep inside Philadelphia territory and were unable to get her done. So I've got Taylor Swift, warts, and animated GIF. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make another L. Big L for Jerry Jones there. So to lead off the Festivus of talk here, you start talking Cowboys and Eagles, and the first thought I have for the casual fan, for the low-information fan, they'll say, boy, Dak Prescott really killed some demons. He went out there, and he was a baller. That's how you know you don't really know football, when you go across somebody and say, look at those stats. That person is a dum-dum. So I bring that up because the box score looked good. The box score did look good. 374 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. What's not to like? That's an eye-popping good game. But then you go below the surface. You dig a little deeper. And you're like, wait a minute. I mean, you need more. You need more. The answer to the question is rather simple. Right? Here's what we need. Performance in clutch time. Make the clutch play. And the whole game shifted late because Dak was unable to stay in bounds and get a 2-point conversion. It is a much different final couple of possessions for the Cowboys if Dak is able to get the 2-point conversion, but he did the thing you can't do at the time you can't do it. He stepped out of bounds at about the 3-yard line on the 2-point conversion after the Cowboys had scored, and so that meant the Cowboys were down by 5. They needed a touchdown. They didn't need 3, and as a result, the game went in the direction of Philadelphia. But even with that, the game-winning plays, Philadelphia tried to give the game to Dallas. They futched around. If you saw the end of this game, Prescott was given the gift of free yardage. So Dallas took over. They needed to move the ball 86 yards in just 46 seconds. That's it. 86 yards in 46 seconds for the game-winning score. And Philadelphia, via penalty, gave up 56 of those 86 yards. Yeah. It was a pass interference penalty. I think there was a roughing the quarterback. But it was 56 yards. And so Dallas gets all the way down. They matriculate the ball with help from the referees. Some of those calls were for Gazy. But it went all the way down to the 6-yard line. And Philadelphia, they're hiccuping all over the place. Right? They're trying to give the game away, and on the doorstep of a stunning, unimaginable Dallas victory, a win that will change the course of the Cowboys in this era of Cowboy football. And what happens? Well, we know what happens. Dak Prescott ends up getting sacked by Josh Sweet for an 11-yard loss. La 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 la. Hey, goodbye. Yeah, another blemish on the resume of Dak Prescott. So even when things are going well, we're in here. We're supposed to be talking about the franchise quarterback, and instead we're talking about him pooping the bed at the end of the game, riding the vomit comet. And in these big games, Dak Prescott continues to be a Taylor Swift fan. He enjoys the tune a couple years ago, Glitch. Big fan of that, because he always has a glitch. There's always something that goes haywire. A fatal flaw for Dakota Prescott. And he did it yet again. Good stats. If you're a nerd, you like the stats. But when the game mattered, last 2 Cowboys possessions, either one of them result in a touchdown. It's a much different story. And what happens? The second to last possession for the Dallas Cowboys, 10 plays, 45 yards. They get down to the 29-yard line of Philadelphia, turn the ball over on downs. And then the final drive with 46 yards given via penalty. They go 5 plays, 33 yards, 46 on penalty, so 79 yards to get down and fumble the ball away at the end. That's the Cowboys. That's Dallas Cowboy football. Now, furthermore, are you fully convinced that the Philadelphia football team is way ahead of everyone else? Because if you look at the overall standings in the NFL after 9 weeks, they have the top record. So are you all in? Are you all in on the Eagles, the only team with 8 wins in the NFL, as the top team in the NFC? We'll stay with the NFC. We'll get to the AFC and the whole NFL in a little bit. So the word is skittish. I am skittish on the Eagles. I am. Yeah, they're 8-1, but just something's a little haywire there. Something's a little off with Philadelphia. They don't give me the vibe that they're invincible. If they played the Chiefs again in the Super Bowl in Vegas in 2024, I would bet on the Kansas City Chiefs in that game. But you look around the NFC, and we've determined there's not enough good teams in the NFC. There's a supply chain shortage of good teams in the NFC. So things are looking pretty good there. The 49ers have fallen on hard times. Their quarterback's been exposed as a system quarterback, a total fraud, Brock Purdy. That he's fine if everyone's healthy around him. One person's not healthy, and he loses to the Cleveland Browns. So we've got that, but you look around, and there's a lot of the reason for the skepticism. I look at the Eagles roster and say, well, there's some good players there on defense. There's some players I've heard of. There's some good players on offense and all that. But the main reason for skepticism is the many flaws and imperfections. Now, they've been able to hide them. They've been able to put makeup on and body spray and hide those things. But the pesky moles and warts, right? And a lot of warts there, a lot of moles. Jalen Hurts, for example, he's got a clunky left knee. And he doesn't want to talk about it, and he stormed off from the media. But if you saw this game, there was a moment, I think it was in the first, or maybe it was the second quarter, where he took a hit, and you could tell that he was just, there's something a little off there. DeMarcus Lawrence, it was right before halftime, actually. And DeMarcus Lawrence teamed up, hit him, direct hit to that joint, the left knee, and you could see him wincing. He was limping. Fox caught him on TV there, limping back on the field. Now, the Eagles are one knee sprain away from Marcus Mariota taking over in the Delaware Valley. How you feeling about that? You feeling pretty good about that? No? You're not feeling particularly good about that? Plus, they have been doing this whole tightrope walk, sloppy ball. They're playing, not sloppy Joe, sloppy ball. 10 more penalties on Sunday. Mentioned that they basically handed the ball to Dallas deep inside Philadelphia territory with a chance to win the game. I guess they knew that Dak Prescott's a ball to suck, and he wouldn't be able to get it done, and that was proven to be correct. But for ratings purposes, the Cowboys were right on the doorstep on both of their final drives to score a touchdown that would have flipped the score in this game. All right, parting shot. We head away from Philadelphia and Dallas. We go to New England. Why not? That is the site where Sam Howell outplayed Mac Jones. Where have we seen that before? Sam Howell, 325 yards passing, a touchdown. The Commanders squeeze past the Patriots 20-17. So Washington improves to 4-5. The Patsies, they are back to being the Patsies. They dropped to 2-7 now. And after the latest loss, quarterback Mac Jones, though, yet again, Mr. Positive. He said of the situation for the New England football team, there were several key drops in this game. Jalen Reagor in particular, wide open. Ball was right there. He dropped it. Would have been a touchdown, or would have been 1st and goal to go for the Patriots. That's one example. There were a couple other drops, but that is part of it. And not all drops are only on the receivers. There were a couple in this game were absolutely on the receivers, not on Mac Jones. But Mac Jones, after the game, said, quote, "The whole group is very much close together," Mac said. "They really work hard, It's not like we're not on the same page. We're really close. We're right there. We're just a little bit short. Close quote. Mac Jones. So let us discuss the question, is the glass half full or is it half empty for the Patriots? Mac Jones says we're really close. We're right there. We're just a little bit short. Yeah. So I looked. I pulled out the microscope. And you got to have one of those things. And I determined that the Patriots, the New England Patriots, not only are they not close, the glass is it's empty, completely, not half empty. It's completely empty, and there's a crack. And it's the same song and dance every single week when the Patriots lose. Mac Jones, is he an android? Is he a robot, Mac Jones? Serious. Every week it's the same thing. We could go pull audio from the archive from week 2 or week 3 or whatever, and it'd be the same nonsense. And Mac Jones, it's the same song and dance. La 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 la. At this point, Mac Jones is like one of those animated GIFs. It's like endless loop of bullshit from the Patriots quarterback. And same nonsense, repackaged. We're really, really close. And yeah. Do you want me to be the person to let Mac Jones know how this works, or does somebody else want to let him know? And I guess we can nickname him Clueless in the Commonwealth. But spoiler alert, bad teams, this is going to blow you away, bad teams lose close games, good teams win close games. Most NFL games, if you're playing hard and you have some decent coaching, will come down to a play or two in the fourth quarter. It's by design. The good teams win those games more times than not. The bad teams lose those games. Case in point, the New England Patriots of this year. But there are other examples. And typically when you're a fraud, eventually you get exposed. Like, I'll give you an example. Last year, the New York Giants, total frauds, right? Total frauds. We pointed it out. They're not as good as that record. They won some close games. But in that case, it was an example of some just weird, wonky things going their direction. Well, this year, the Giants aren't getting those going their direction. Things have leveled out. Water seeks its own level, and the New York Giants blow. But in this game, Washington, they traded away their top 2 defensive players. You watched the TV show, Benny versus the Penny. The only concern I had, I picked Washington, finally off the Patriot bandwagon, making Alf the alien opiner happy. But the only concern I had was, would Ron Rivera lose the locker room? You trade away 2 of your top young defensive players for scratcher tickets. You're throwing in the sponge, and it didn't happen. The Patriots held to 17 points. Washington without 2 of their top defensive players who they gave away. Patriots only scored 3 in the second half, thanks to some incompetence by the wide receivers. And 3 of 12 New England was on third down.